This is why a cop got arrested and lost his job.
One day, sergeant who I couldn't stand, he got up and said at roll call, he was like, "We're gonna have a squad party tomorrow, so you guys bring some, bring alcohol, whatever you want. It's gonna be after work, and we're gonna do it under the Ben Franklin Bridge." Knowing me, the derelict that I am, I couldn't just bring like a 6-pack and chill. There's like 40, 50 of us who went to this party. I drank the 6 Bud Light Platinums. I drank the 2 Fireballs. Then I started chugging beers with other people. Got completely hammered, and don't remember getting in my car. Like, everyone was just like, "All right, see you later, Hoban. Like, have a good one." I'm like, I don't even remember that, but if that's what they said. And then I thought it was a great idea to drive an hour and a half home, blacked out from Camden, because, I was a cop. I'm not going to get in any trouble, right? I'm fucking untouchable. I drove on 70, and I made it about a half hour down the road, and I crashed my car into the woods. My whole passenger side caves in. When I was driving, I had a shitty holster, so I wasn't, like, keeping my gun. It was, like, digging into me a little bit, so I put my gun on my passenger side seat. I fell asleep at the wheel, and 70 is just cars coming, like, this way, you're coming towards them. So thank God I didn't hit oncoming car. And hit the woods. My passenger side caved in. My gun went flying somewhere in the car. I don't know where the fuck it went. And airbags deployed, all that. So somebody behind me, I guess, called the cops because I was all over the road. And then they went to check on me. It was a good citizen or whatever. And he opens the door and he's like, "Are you okay?" And the first thing I said, I was like, "Don't call the cops. Get out of the car." The cops come. My adrenaline's pumping. And I'm like, I seemed like they knew I was drinking, but they didn't know how fucked up I was. So they gave me a sobriety test. I was like borderline on a sobriety test. I knew how to give sobriety tests too, so I knew what they were going to ask me. I knew, And the sergeant came, and the sergeant was like, "Where does he work?" And he was like, "Camden." And he was like, "Lock him up." So fucking lock me up. So when they locked me up, I remember they put handcuffs on me, and I was so fucked up, I didn't know if I still had my gun on me, so I had the handcuffs on. I'm like, "All right, it's not on me." And I'm like, "My gun's in my car." And they're like, "Okay, we'll get it." They put me in a cell. And then I don't know how long I was in the cell for. And then I woke up in like a drunken stupor. And I walked over to the cot, like it was a toilet seat, which was right next to the toilet. Lifted the cot up and pissed under the cot. They're banging on the door. "You're an asshole." So whatever, I get out of the jail cell. I apologize. And they're like, "Yeah, we got you for DUI, reckless driving, whatever, blah, blah." And they're like, "We wrote you for criminal mischief for pissing in the cell." I said, "Criminal mischief?" I said, "Dude, it's not even criminal mischief." And they're like, "Well." So then I started getting a cursing battle with them. They stopped talking. And as soon as they opened the door, I see my mom sitting in the waiting room. And I was still cursing at them. My mom, my brother were in there. And then they drove me home. I told them what happened on the car ride home. Fucking totaled my brand new Honda Civic. Fucking, it was awful.